Hi everybody, welcome to a game called Slime Rancher. We're back.
Hey everybody, welcome back to a game
Called
called
Slime Rancher. Yeah, a
Slime
game.
Rancher with me and Sips. This looks adorable and also awesome. Sips.
Yeah, Kuis. I can't see my keyboard and I can't type properly. So what's up, man? How's it going?
Why not?
Well,
Why can't you see? Why can't you see?
Cause I'm dumb, okay? I'm a really dumb guy.
Are you blind? Did something happen?
Yes. I got conscripted. I went off to fight in Vietnam, and I was out on a patrol in the jungle. And one thing led to another, and now I have an eye patch. And it really affects my hand-eye coordination in a big way, so I can't type properly.
So, are you gonna get that looked at?
No, I'm too lazy and traumatized to get it looked at, so I thought I would just go on the internet and complain about it to you, mostly.
Do you ever look at your keyboard though?
Not really.
Or is it all by sense?
I
and
mean,
feel now?
sometimes I look at my keyboard if I have to, do like a really tricky keyboard maneuver sort of thing, like use a tilde or maybe like a dash or something that I'm not always used to using. Sometimes I have to do that, but otherwise, no, I don't really look at it at all. What about you?
Well, sorry, I'm drinking a bit of tea here, just so, if in case there's any slurping. But
apologies.
I noticed a couple of people around the office were pecking away at the keyboard, kind of like doing that thing where they look at the keyboard, rather than look at the screen. Because I never look at this. I never ever look at the keyboard ever.
Yeah.
I obviously have spent too long. I do it entirely by feel, and I spell a lot of stuff wrong. But often I either just leave it or like fix it by backspacing, etc.
Do you?
But even then, I don't look down.
Do you backspace a lot? Like, will you delete the whole word and then just retype it, or do you just backspace what you need? Are you an efficient backspacer, or are you a non-efficient backspacer?
Well, I always thought I was pretty inefficient. I always thought I was pretty bad. But then I was like hanging around in the office just watching some people over the shoulder, and I noticed quite how bad they were at. I'm not going to name names.
No, go ahead. Come on, name some names, please.
No, I'm not going to name any names.
Dish out the dirt.
Because they'll be embarrassed. No, I'm not dishing no dirt.
They'll never watch
no
this. They'll never even know. Come on.
No, they'll hear about it. All the people who post on Reddit.
Like who?
Speculation's going to start now. This rumor's going to start. Lewis is going to... And the thing is, those people, they're going to know who they are. Anyway, after I've already said this.
Okay.
Yeah, they'll know who they are.
All right. Well, let's
agree
to disagree, because I don't think that they would ever know, but still. What?
Did you learn to touch type as a kid?
I learned the quick brown fox jumps over the fence typing. You remember that one? You had to
so that's
you
where
had
you
to
have
type
to press
that out
every single key
a million times until you sort of got good at typing. That's how I learned. That's how they did it back in the 80s.
Until you got good at typing.
Yeah, you had to do it. You had to up your keystrokes per minute. That was like the thing. So like if you could type that sentence out super duper fast, you were like a proficient typist. And then when you went for your guidance counseling, which was like a career advice and stuff like that, they would often turn around and be like, yeah, okay, well, you're going to be a secretary. Even if that's not what you wanted to be, because apparently they're the only people in the whole world who do any typing whatsoever.
That's right. If you could type quickly,
yeah,
they were
you're
like,
a secretary.
Oh my God, you're a secretary now.
Yeah.
It was embarrassing to say the least that was what people assumed. I guess that is a nice qualification.
Yeah.
But I think that often typing quickly is countered by what you actually type, and a lot of people can't even string a sentence together. To actually, it's no good if you can't. It's no good if you can't actually make a coherent phrase.
No,
or,
that's the
make
thing.
people understand what you're trying to say. Yeah. If you could type the quick brown fox over and over again, that's what you fucking do. You could type the quick brown fox.
Well,
jumped over the lazy dog.
Yeah, well, you say that,
100
but
times a
what if
second?
I was in a situation where I had to file a police report very quickly, where actually a quick brown fox was involved? last seen jumping over a fence, and it was critical to the defense or the prosecution's ability to charge the quick brown fox with a crime or defend him from one.
So, well, precisely.
Yeah.
I think that those.
I think you've discounted that. I think you were very dismissive. I think you're very dismissive of the facts. Okay, I think you just jumped to conclusions, and that's why I've invented a new kids toy, which is a mat, and it's called a jump to conclusions map, and you have to literally hopscotch your way to conclusions. You remember that? Have you ever seen that movie, Office Space? Tell me you've seen that movie.
Oh, it's
okay.
It's a fantastic movie.
Man, it is the best movie. I'd say of all movies ever, that one is definitely my favorite. It's got everything. It's so good. There's nothing bad about it.
Well, I mean, the other thing about people who can't type, right, that worries me.
Okay.
Is that they...
It worries you? Like, are you for real worried?
I just don't understand it when I see these people. I guess it's one thing you don't learn in schools, right? They don't have a typing class, or maybe they do. Do you know what? I don't know what school. It's so long since I've been to school.
Well, how long has it been? You're not that old. Different. Yeah, no, they are really different now. One thing I did learn recently is that you remember those pencil sharpeners? The ones they're really big, and they had that cylinder thing that caught all the pencil shavings in it, and it was oftentimes screwed down to like the tray of the blackboard in your class. You remember those big ones? Right. And it had the adjustable. It was like this circle that rotated in front of the cylinder, and you could change the size of the pencils that you wanted to sharpen. You remember those ones? Did you ever have those?
I don't know what you mean.
Okay.
No.
Well, anyway, I know what I mean.
Do people still use pencils now?
Yeah.
I'm assuming
this is
that we
another
now
thing.
live in a space world where
we
no
don't
one uses any kind of.
No, we're not quite there yet. I'm happy to say, because what I learned recently is that indeed a lot of people still use these pencil sharpeners, which leads me to believe that a lot of people still actually use pencils at school, which is great. What's this?
I guess everything you do at school doesn't matter, right? I hate to say it, but it's all kind of pointless, right? It's not like you're adding to the economy, okay? It's not like you're really contributing. School is this thing where you're learning stuff for your own head, right? And so if you write it in pencil, who's going to give a crap? It's, well, it doesn't matter.
You say that, but maybe your grandma might give a crap. Because, sometimes if a grandma doesn't know much about you and wants to know, feel like she's involved somehow, like in your childhood or whatever, a good way of doing that is to provide her with results from your school, right? You say like, oh yeah, look, I got a B in photography or whatever. And then she's like, oh dear me, I'm so proud of you.
Oh, only a B.
And then, but you'd have to use a pencil at some point for that, right?
I think pencils look good.
Only a B?
Right.
Come on. We're not overachieving here, especially not for grandma. I mean, what the hell does she do for us? Like, she has to sweeten the deal somehow.
Pencil does have a certain allure to it when you write stuff in pencil.
Yeah.
I don't know. It's got a certain... I don't know. It looks better than biro. That's for goddamn sure.
It's like professional writers. Some of them still use those old ass typewriters because they just like the feel of it and the smell of it and stuff. And I think probably people who illustrate probably would use a pencil. One, because they're easier to erase if you make a mistake or whatever.
I don't think that's true.
Yeah, and the smell of the.
I think that these people who
use
an old typewriter are people who have never been willing to adapt to a new. I consider it to be like playing World of Warcraft, okay?
Okay.
And installing a new user interface or having like a user interface add-on, okay? That greatly simplifies some task. Like for example, in World of Warcraft, they've added various things that used to be mods, like the wardrobe thing that lets you change your armor instantly or whatever. Do you know?
That's
right.
Yeah.
So, like that didn't used to be in the game, and previously, it was a mod, and it became such a sort of crucial thing that people couldn't play the game. They couldn't really enjoy playing the game without these things. And I think it's the same thing with these old typewriters. I think it's like a blast from the past. I think you think, oh, it would be really nice to do it like this, but then very quickly you'd realise all the things that are a real pain in the arse. Like, you can't correct things, you can't go back and fix things.
Yeah.
I think one of the things that writers have a problem with. We can talk a bit about writing stuff if you want. Have you ever written anything?
We've started,
have you
haven't we?
Written a story?
Have I written a story?
Have you ever written about?
I did. I wrote a story. Okay, we used to have to write stories as part of our English class. I was really young at the time. Maybe I was 9 or 10 years old, and we had to write a story. It had to be a full page of A4 lined paper. Remember A4 lined paper? Did you use that, or were you like a filthy, laptop user at school? Even though.
No, absolutely. I never touched a computer at school.
Okay,
pretty much.
so
no, it was paper all the way.
So I had to write a story, and I don't know what came over me, but I decided that I was going to write this story and not follow the line right to the end of the line on the far right page. So when I handed in my story, it was like the top line was fully written out on the top line from left to right on the page. But then the next line under, there was like a little gap of about maybe half an inch from the last word to the right-hand margin. And then so it stepped all the way down until like the last line of the page had like one word on it. And my teacher was furious, like actually furious. Like, what is this? What is this? You can't do this. I was like, well, I was just farting around. Like, it was such a dumb story too, but actually like really went fucking nuclear about the whole thing. I don't know. I still to this day I have no idea why she got so mad, but she was pissed.
Well, do you know what?
What?
I think that to do that to 9-year-old Sips is an absolute tragedy.
I was
and
like
she
11,
lost
though.
her job. I have no respect for her whatsoever as a teacher
I know.
any longer.
Like,
so
that was really creative of me. I felt pretty artistic.
It was
at the time. I sniffed my pencil and everything.
Though,
had a scarf on.
I've read books.
Yeah.
And some critically acclaimed books that do almost exactly that kind of shit. Like, you look at the page, and the next page, all the words are in like a spiral, right?
Yeah.
And then all the words are upside down, and then all the words are. So you have to tilt the book around and lift it, and it's a very kind of interesting experience. It's almost like reading a comic, but you're just sort of changing the typography a little bit to change the mood. I think sometimes the big thing about writing is that. Sometimes it's best to keep it consistent and simple because then you can get lost in that world. When I consider writing, it's all about page turnability, right? So when I read a book, it's all about how much it sucks me in, and then I'm in another world, and an hour later I come out of that world. If I'm constantly, it's the same with films, right? If I'm in a cinema and I'm constantly aware of the fact that I'm in a cinema, if I'm constantly like thinking, oh shit, how long has this gone on for? How far are we through? Are we halfway through? Do you know what I mean? If I'm reading a book and I'm constantly thinking, oh, how much of the book is left? Like 3/4. I mean, sometimes you sort of are aware of that when you pick it up for the first time or put it down or whatever. And it's not, some of these things are unavoidable. But I think the best books are those ones that totally grip you and suck you in and you just stay up till 4 a.m. reading them. And I've read some of these books, and I think that. I think that she was wrong to criticize you. So do you remember what your
Do you want to
story was about?
I know her address now. She's an elderly woman. Do you want to go around there and just like bust her kneecaps or something on my behalf?
I don't know.
I wouldn't pay you for it, but you might get some satisfaction from that because you sound pretty angry about the whole thing. Maybe I should. Maybe I'm the one who should be actually angry about this.
I mean, it depends if you're. It depends. I mean, you were writing a creative story, so that's very different to writing a scientific article. If you submitted a scientific article for Nature or Chemistry Weekly or whatever the scientific journals are these days.
Yeah.
Then you probably wouldn't be able to do it on pencil, lined A4 paper. Doing a stepped spiral pattern of the words.
No.
Because I think they'd probably, that wouldn't go down well. But
Jesus. No, I know what you mean.
What's wrong? What's happened?
I've created like some sort of goddamn ghost in here. It's really nice though. It's a nice looking ghost. Are you watching this? Are you paying attention to this at all?
Yeah.
It's fucking cool, eh?
I am.
What do you think?
It's very strange.
It's really weird.
Well-
It's really trippy, but fun as hell. Look, I've made my own slimes. Look at the one with the fucking wings and like a glowing thing and everything. It's crazy.
Oh my god.
I upgraded this pen too. Whoa! Oh shit!
Are they all
Oh
okay in
no!
there?
The bad guy got loose. No, they're not okay now. Look, this bad guy is about to kill them all. I don't know what. I don't know why he does that, but anyway. Look, he's in there just absolutely fucking roasting everybody. I have no idea why this just happened. Anyway. We have a plort collector. This is cool. All right, listen. We'll be back next time with more of this and more of, you know, being outraged by my teacher who didn't let me hand in a work of art. Clearly a work of art. And we
furious.
have a ranch full of like fucking Satan,
So mad right now.
Satan slimes. Yeah, this is pretty mad. Bye.
Bye.